Hi there guys, this is FNGR, and today I sat down and defended my work and the work of my friends against the Dr. Wolf, Josh Scorcher, and I Love Kim Possible a lot super fan. I decided to publish this because it addresses a lot of issues and concerns, and I think that some of my fans and detractors have. I think I did this a week or so ago. The current Dr. Wolf, that's number 2, will be hopefully out Thursday. I might work on either a video on the Mysterious Mr. Enter, or I might share my thoughts on Lightning, Bliss, and the projects, the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde archetypes in the Bernie fandom, with the Lightning Blade or whatever it is. I don't have a script in front of me. I haven't made one yet either. I'm willing to sit down and talk to most people, up to and including Eden, about the really bad idea stream. I look forward to keeping that theme. Just sort of rolls off the tongue, the really bad idea stream. Before we get to my content, I started marathoning Suit Yourself's most recent videos, and
the massacre of the Coursevar run was when we were removed from our seats of power on Encyclopedia Dramatica, but not before removing some of their primary benefactors, resulting in the eventual closure of the service itself. Which, I mean, that's honestly, for me, out of this whole thing, that's the worst thing you could do. I'm a big fan of ED. I love ED. How dare you, sir? But
now, wouldn't you think that if Carl wasn't a complete fucking new fag imposter, he would understand that people that claim they've taken down Encyclopedia Dramatica have never once taken down Encyclopedia Dramatica, but he loves it.
He's been animating a lot of Bloodsport videos around Mr. Medicare, Monday Matt, Sargon of Akkad. They've been mind-bogglingly funny. I've patroned the man in the past, and I suspect I will be in the future, so I'm just giving that a shout-out now. I hope you guys have fun with the content that I have here soon. Take care. Hello.
You there?
Yes, I am.
Alright then.
Alright, so here's the deal. Good news is, I already streamed today. Bad news is, I want to record it, so.
So you're recording this call right now?
I'm telling you right now that those are the conditions. If you don't like it, I'll fuck off. Not necessarily going to use it. Last time you were rather quite bland. But since we're heads up, let's do this. So your big concern is that basically I have nothing better to do because I take the shit out of people. I don't have to like everybody in the world. You take issue with the fact that I probably don't like Dr. Wolf, Josh Scorcher, and who the hell else?
Not that.
Because you said it like I don't like anybody. I'm like, well, that's horseshit. I like a lot of people. I like more people than I don't like, believe it or not. We could go up and down the fandom list, and I'll probably be able to prove quite decisively, conservatively, I'd say 70 to 30%. It's just the 30% I probably don't like are all people you like. Probably closer to 20. I'm just throwing numbers out there. But yeah, I don't like Dr. Wolf. I did a parody, which is covered under not just fair use, but First Amendment, I believe. I could be entirely wrong.
Aware of that.
Yeah, so I don't see what the problem is. Is part of it satirical? Yes, and very much so. Is it accurate? Well, it is ass goofing off, and there are some things and some cheap shots that line up. Most of the people that I talked to, everyone in my room thought it was funny. There were a couple people who were annoyed. There were people who were fans of Dr. Wolf who laughed at it. So I don't really see what the issue is. Is it going to hurt his bottom line? Well, tell you what, did you look at his Patreon before or after? Because if it didn't dip and his views and subs are doing fine, then I don't see what the problem is. Not that I would care, but you feel free to sit there and cite the actual damage I'm doing. Fifi's might have been hurt. Again, that's not my concern.
Why isn't it your concern then?
Why would it be? Why would I consider... In what world would I care about people I've never met and be like, oh, I should live and pursue to make content to people who aren't my fans and make... No, I'm not Josh Scorcher. I think the worst thing in the world that you could do is, this might offend somebody. I'm happy that I finally broke ties with certain people so I can finally talk about certain topics, for example, like KP. I no longer have a gag order to keep me in shut to placate a very dull-minded simpleton, which I won't mention by name because I don't feel like having to talk about the motherfucker. Yeah, for example, like, what is the area of concern? What specifically nettles you? And I'll address it.
think the problem is...
It's okay. I can cut a dead air. Like if there's a big... Hell, you can take 5 minutes. I'll just clip. It's very simple editing. So take your time. In fact, I was just in the middle of scripting for the next one. I mean, I do have other projects. It's not as if I don't have anything better to do. The objects or the potential things I'd like to address is I thought about making a response video to John Enner's remarks about being criticized. He frames it as the commentary community. Don't get me wrong, they have a lot of issues. I think that unless they're insane, they would admit they have a lot of issues. Not my area of concern. But are you familiar with the Mysterious Mr. Runner at all?
Kind of, yes.
It's a long topic. But the point I don't want to do that one is because it's a long topic. His video is 30 minutes long, and even if I cherry pick, that's going to be a long fucking video. Holy goddamn. What the fuck else was there? So let's see. Dr. Wolf, that. I feel like I had more than that. Jesus. I don't know. Usually when you're brainstorming, that's a horrible thing when you don't write crap down. You kill your fucking channel doing that. So if you ever decide to become a content creator, or if you are, write shit down when you get a good idea. Several times you'll hear in the outtakes, if you bothered, when Brony Inspector was saying, I'm glad we did this instead of just doing and going, well, when we did it, it was really good, but nobody recorded it. Yeah, that's death. I am glad that we did it. I'm glad that my fans were happy. Not everybody. Spoken Mind was like, I wanted drama. I'm like, well, there wasn't any. They're believed, to the best of my knowledge. There's some old drama. I might have been able to squeeze it up. Would it have felt special for episode 100? Me doing Dr. Wolf created work. I paid freaking Bubba Boo, and I'm getting 3 more poses, which will be tantamount to $60 off of that person, which will be more money spent on an artist than, say, a Dr. Wolf project, which, if he paid for it all, would be priced out to around $1,000. Which he won't pay 1 red cent to. I remember when he was making $500 on just Patreon per piece and would not pay anyone. Well, mostly next to no one. I know there was a couple of examples. I thought it was goofy.
So you're mad?
Yeah, that does bother the shit out of me. That does bug the crap out of me. And there are plenty of content creators that I've had and artists who work for Dr. Wolf who are in my chat who are free to come criticize me and slap me across the face. Feel free to look through his artists, Lord knows I have, contact them, and ask, why don't you say anything to Anthony? By all means, that'd be how I would do it. The way I got my answers out of them, and I had 2 different people, me and Cloud Cuckoo Country did the same thing, except I did it more cheeky. Cloud is he's going to college and he has like some kind of a journalism degree. So he basically said, because I have this college, I'll get the right answers out of them. So very matter-of-factly, he went up there, asked them the questions, and he's like, it felt like they circled around and didn't want to answer any fucking thing I asked. Whereas I asked, like a customer, hey, if I were to buy the same rig Dr. Wolf got, let's just say for the sake of mirth, you couldn't afford it. No, probably not, but let's just say I wanted to. Gray Silvermane priced it out to about $1,000. And Gray is a fucking amazing artist if you need an example. I could point out, he's usually the one that does like the keyframe Golden Fox Goofy, like King of Limbo thumbnails that are kind of, let's say, highly sexualized with the wing boners. The wing boner is fucking Gray's idea. I'm not taking credit for that. That is Gray. It's funny. Goldie laughs it off. You know. But no, I've talked to a couple of them. I'm sure that Vector's in my chat. I still believe that Vector's probably pro Dr. Wolf. I've never heard him change his opinion, and if nobody's stated a difference, I'm assuming that's just how it is. I knew Vector. Do you know who that is, right?
What was that?
Do you know any of Dr. Wolf's artists by name? Because I could see why you would probably have this perspective. I could understand, like, for example, in KP's staff, you're like, well, I don't pay attention to the editors, and that's fair. Most people don't pay attention at editors, even head editors. The most famous, prolific editor I know by name isn't because of their work. Do you know who Cal Payne is, for example? I'll throw it at you. Cal Payne is currently the head editor at EQD. but he got his start in the fandom, to the best of my knowledge, I could be entirely wrong, through being, he was the head editor for the Princess Molestia vibe. Super cool guy, super polite, super patient, put up with my shit, was on my show twice. Great guy. But every time when I go, second in charge, head editor, nobody knows who the fuck he is, so don't feel bad. But, for example, in artists, I don't know why, I feel like that they deserve more. And I heard when Cloud went and talked to Dr. Wolf, his whole remark is like, oh no, I go out and sell their artwork on their behalf so I can give them a cut. And I'm like, does anyone else notice that sounds really weird and fucked up? You're selling their artwork so they can get a cut. What the fuck? Now, if you want to take if you want to take the Lily Pete perspective, well, that's their fault if they agreed to it. Doesn't mean I have to like the motherfucker.
I'm not taking the Lily Pete perspective. I hate her as much as you do.
Well, I realize that there's some talent. At least I'm not bored. I'll be angry as balls by the end of the video, and I'm probably better off not watching it. I'll put it that way. It's not just because I dislike Dr. Wolf. I'm usually critical of a lot of work. Case in point, where you'll see reviewer analysis is something I identify as. Lightning Bliss, for example. I saw Midnight Chimes' thoughts on the... what the hell is it? Lightning Blade or whatever the
Thunderblight.
Thunderblight. And just from a glance there, I wanted to do a pro video defending Lightning Bliss, because his remark Midnight Chimes made was, oh, look, it's a rehash of cartoons. And I was like, well, that's not fair. That's not the first... Let's call it Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You know what I'm talking about, the good side, bad side thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not the first one in the fandom. I mean, even before the fandom, you could cite Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. But the first one for the fandom was Lethal Aurora Mage. The problem with that being is it, at least at a glance, and I have to script that bitch out. Yeah, that's the third video I would have to get to. I have to sit there. It looks like it resembles the cartoons thing more than Mages, because Mages is more like, it feels like 6 casual fans show up, murder and hijinks ensue. Funny story, I turned that video off because I didn't know who Biter was, and I was like, oh, they just murdered that nice English gentleman. I'm not going to stand for that shit. If I would have known what it was, I probably would have gone, oh, good, they killed Biter. But, ha ha ha. The problem with Mage's thing is that there were plenty of things to critique. Now, I'm going to try and handle it with kid gloves because, I get along with Mage. Even when I did make the corrections about the artwork that I did, as soon as she made the apology video, I followed up, I read off her apology, and I moved the fuck on immediately. In Dr. Wolf's case, when he acknowledged the instant forgiveness video, you know the one I'm talking about, right, with Toon? Okay, so when the Toon Critic thing went down, and I had to be told this because I was glancing through everybody's Toon Critic video, the first 30 seconds of Dr. Wolf's video sounded okay. The person who tapped me on the shoulder and viewed is like, what are you talking about? That video's terrible. I was like, no, it sounds really good at the beginning. He's like, no, keep listening. About 5 minutes in, he calls for everyone within 1 week of all the shit to forgive him. I'm like, okay, now that's fucking bullshit. He did, within about a week, come forward, and he did make a retraction, him and Josh, and I thought that it was fairly reasonable. And that's why I pulled my support for that petition, to throw out Dr. Wolf and Josh Scorcher from the cons. I was like, cool, they addressed it. I'm going to move on from that situation. Fuck. My mind's moving really fast on this one. Think, you dumb asshole. I do know the other reason for that. The person who helped walk them through that was that creepy reading. Said he had to go through their script and take fucking 90% of the Jesus out of it. Look, I'm Catholic. I love religion. I love Christ. Great guy. Not the time to bring it up. Not the hill to die on. Not the time to represent you, yourself, or your family, or your religion at any time like that. Your concerns?
My concerns?
Yeah.
At this point right now, I just realized how much of a big asshole I am.
No, don't worry about it. Look at it this way. Let's say I were a critic or reviewer. Let's handle that topic very loosely, very wide defining, as obviously everybody is a critic. just because I'm making fun of Transformers doesn't mean I hate Michael Bay as a human being. Well, that doesn't really fit here. There's plenty of things I don't like that Dr. Wolf does that sort of bugs me. If Michael Bay did unscrupulous things as a director, and I started bitching about it, I don't see how that would be wrong. Yeah, like, I don't know, I don't want to throw any false accusations, because there's plenty of good, legit reasons to hate Michael Bay, as opposed to saying, oh, what if he beat so-and-so? I was like, no, I don't have any facts about that. The things that I've heard about Dr. Wolf are things that I've heard from a couple different sources. I haven't fabricated any of them. The 3 different artists that I talked to, who were willing to speak out that I didn't follow up on fast enough, were Give and Take, Dear Cotton Candy, and Grasshope. They were very iffy about coming forward at the time. The time lapsed. I've had other people, and I pointed it out. Dear Cotton Candy is an artist who's actually I don't know if they still are because I haven't kept up with them, dating Tommy Oliver. Tom's never bitched about Doc, but you know.
Yeah, whatever happened to Tommy Oliver anyway?
That's a good question because I know he deleted. I had to find out that he deleted his Brony stuff. I have no problems with Tom. Super cool, chill guy. He's a bro, believe it or not. That's the surprising thing. The overcritical asshole is a character, just like Voice. Voice of Reason's crotchety, thingamajig. That's all character. He's just super chill. There's things I don't like about Voice, but it's not the character. I won't go into that right now. You can ask, I guess.
Maybe, I think I'm just mad at the character you're playing. I think that's it.
Well, you probably if you're referring to the episode 100, you're more annoyed.
No. I meant in general the FNGR, not the Anthony Aguilar.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of overlap in it. I don't think if you could point at any one thing where you think I'm hamming it up too damn much.
That's what I'm trying to figure out right
now. Yeah. No problem. I don't mind talking with my fans or critics, whatever you want to call them.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call myself a critic.
Yeah. Everybody's literally a critic. Everyone has their own dissenting and their favorites and their things that they like and they don't like. You don't need... I hate to cite Doug Walker, especially these days, but he made this joke about, well, you go to the top of the mountain, you drink from this cup, and you become... He's like, no, there's none of that shit. Everybody's a critic. There's no magical formula. There's no film school that makes you an official critic. Yeah.
I think the problem was... I mean, the whole compound thing, the compound joke.
But I think I'll take credit for it. I'll fall on the grenade. That might have been Brony Inspector's dig. Were we tacitly throwing a dig at Mormons?
Well, yeah. I mean, they are.
Look, I have a fun story about that. So when I was sitting there talking with Lost Narrator and Magpie, and Magpie tells me, 300,000 subs, she's like, oh, Dr. Wolf doesn't seem to like us. I think it's because of the whole gay thing. You'll get a kick out of this. I go, oh, those crazy Mormons. And she's like, I'm Mormon. I'm like, I'm a faggot. Yeah, I'm like, oh, wow. What's funny? And then I retold that story to Bayfish, and she's like, what's funny? What? I'm also a Mormon. I'm like, I'm going to stop retelling this story. So yeah, I screw up. You know how many times I have people come out to me and say some rotten shit about Catholics, and I just sort of eat it? Do I actively hate Mormons? No, not really. Is there weird, wacky, interesting things to talk about? Sure, go look at the Book of Mormon. Go look at any of the people who sat there and broke it down. Do I think that the people that I've talked to are good, whether they're Mormon or not? Person by person, just like everything else. I think Magpie is a wonderful person. I think Bayfish has her hang-ups. I won't go into that right now. Do I think that Dr. Wolf being a Mormon makes him a better or worse person? It's low-hanging fruit. I'll give you that. It's probably there's better ways to do it, but basically we're making a satire. We're making a goof on the character. The two people who originally took a shot at Dr. Wolf, or at least the character, the concept, which the concept itself was good. you could find two of the earlier Dr. Wolves that nailed the concept right before he got his stick up his ass. Was Phantom Horn and Voice of Reason, where it was more of a goof, where it didn't take itself too damn seriously. Jesse Wood, aka Endless Jess, did this thing called Dr. Horseshoes. It's like an hour and a half, or a minute and a half long, where fucking Phantom Horn's sitting there in like the psychiatrist chair going, everybody thinks I'm a dirty earth pony. And do you know what fucking Jesse Wood's advice was?
What?
Fuck them. No. It's beautiful. That's the sort of shit you should hear. People don't appreciate what I am. Fuck them. It just, it's one of those, he feels, to me, Dr. Wolf feels like a 12 steps program. This feels like something that, people came up with. It's better than nothing. Originally, when Dr. Wolf tapped me on the shoulder for my moment with Dr. Wolf, you know what I suggested? Because I couldn't think of anything. Well, I tend to get myself in a lot of trouble. And he's like, well, if you're not going to take this seriously. I'm like, no, it's true. He's like, well, we'll come back to it later. And I wasn't making that up. Hell, that was way before How Not to Brony. That was way before my real thoughts on the Rift. I was, in the public eye, I was pretty clean. That was way before the Medicare thing. I don't like the fact that his things that he'll... either it was Jesse or Digi who made the remark, it's good to be helping. It's like it's killing him. It's like eating him alive to help out. The time where he basically freaking...
So you don't believe in helping people?
No, it's the way it's portrayed. Even he doesn't like to show vulnerability in his own character. And it bugs the living shit out of me. It's why I wanted to get a podcast with him where I'm like, hey, look, show some vulnerability. It's okay. It's a humanizing characteristic, wouldn't you think? We all make fuck-ups. If you show that you have problems, I would be a lot more goddamn... if you were willing to admit to your shortcomings, shit. But it's this concept that this character can't be wrong. The closest I saw, which was done in Mirth, which was beautiful. Do you ever see the Valentine's Day one they did? No, the Peanuts one, the Christmas special.
Oh, yeah, I did. I saw that.
You know what was fantastic is where Dusty Cat's like, I'm going to go look up for advice. I'm going to go talk to KP. And Dr. Wolf has an aneurysm. Just has a stroke right there. And I'm like, perfect. Just I need a little bit more of that, and that would have been perfect. If there would have been a couple more humbling moments. Now I understand that that's all humor, but there should be way more to that. The character is way too goddamn serious. It doesn't want to show any goddamn, this, that, and the other. When Peter had his moment with Dr. Wolf, aka Ayana Dreams, Peter's the one who lays out all the goddamn solutions. And it wraps up and he goes, it's good to be helping. I'm like, you didn't do anything. You said nothing, you created nothing to that. As a podcast, that was a failure. You do not get to take credit for that at all. Get the fuck out of here. I understand it being scripted. Fuck, Dr. Wolf is scripted. I get it. I understand. You can't just... with the right guest. Silverquill would probably be able to do it unscripted. And it would probably come out fine, because you'd be surprised. When you talk to him, shit flows. There's a couple people in the fandom when they're talking. The three people in the Bernie fandom or who came and went through it, who were able to talk off the cuff and make that shit fucking flow like it's like water into wine, would be Silverquill, Lily Pete, and Digibro are all people who are able to talk, and it just comes off naturally, and the editing is generally for the co-hosts in those situations.
Yeah.
That's not me kissing ass, whether I like them or not. I'm just saying, there's certain people who fucking, I need editing. Crap. I'm sure I stammer as much as well as the other person. I've got a little bit of practice, but I'm a long way off from perfect. I'm probably got way sidetracked there. What was your point?
I think the point is that nobody wants to show their vulnerable side. I mean...
Well, then you shouldn't present yourself as someone helpful, then. That's terrible. I
know.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah. And I just...
How would you...
Now,
let me put you this one. You're a parent, okay? Let's just make believe. You're a parent, you have a kid. Your kid comes home and says, I just found out all these wonderful advice from this person, they're completely perfect. Red flags?
Yeah.
There you go.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, that's a bad one. You're allowed to believe that about your folks to a certain age. And if you don't grow out of that, that's also a problem.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I know. Just, doing common basics and stuff. Um, it's not really a big deal because Dr. Wolf isn't as huge as he used to be. It's just sort of there. I think he sticks around because obviously Josh Scorcher and Silver Quill are around for a collab, so whenever he starts getting subscriber burned, he stays in the public eye.
he
There's less things.
and does the Three Stooges thing.
Eh, you know,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't.
kind of they remind me of that sort of thing. Silver, Josh, and Wolf being the Three Stooges, with Wolf being the straight man, and the other two.
Well, I don't agree
Well, I
with
can't.
where Silver Quill tried to say he's the best straight man in the goddamn community. I'd say NY. NY is a phenomenal fucking straight man because he can diversify and get out of that role. But when you want him to just be like the uptight one, he fucking nails it. He can flux between being a goofball. The first time I had on Annie, I'm begging Licky to behave himself. And Licky can't help himself, and he's like, "I get the gist of what you're saying, but I don't understand the part where you're threatening to kill you're threatening to kill Captain America." And do you know what Annie does? He starts slamming his hand on the desk. 999.
Just,
Yeah, I was like, I was fucking horrified he was gonna hang up, and he just rolled with it. I'm like, oh, fucking beautiful.
you just went 999. Did
Yeah.
you just reply?
Well,
yes, yes,
do-
yes.
It's the joke from Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, I know. I heard that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I remember the podcast I gave to fucking Dr. Wolf to show that I could run a clean show, and it was the one I did with Crown Prince. And I remember the second time I had on Crown when I was talking to Cloud, I was like, he won't come on the show. And Crown's like, I don't believe that. I think that's still unreleased content. Where I was like, fine, I'll just chuck him in. And Dr. Wolf basically got all pissed off, left like a long discussion, and wound up leaving. No, can't stand any kind of opposition. I know he didn't endear himself to the PFC back in the day when he wound up going on Twitter, and this is the most, I don't want to say toxic or problematic or any of those Tumblr words, but the question that will always start up a big fucking fight 9 times out of 10. What part of the fandom do you like least? He's like, I really don't like Rule 34. Oh my goddamn, you should have seen the salt in that room. And there's a very good reason. There's a really good reason why fucking the artists got pissed off of him. So let me get this straight. Anybody is angry about the one fucking avenue that fucking gives artists more money than anything else. You have a lot of balls, motherfucker. You have a lot of fucking balls. It's one of those things, whether you like the medium or not, it does provide for a lot of people. And especially when you're not willing to fucking pony that up yourself. Ho, ho, ho. That wasn't intentional. Sometimes they're just there.
Yeah. I mean,
Do I ride his ass a little too much? We all got somebody we hate, right? Some people don't like Donald Trump. Some people don't like, fucking whatever the VP's name is. I keep forgetting it. Pence? Yeah. Some people don't like fucking writers or directors or actors. We all have somebody we all fucking hate. And I'd normally like to say I'm sure that there's something redeeming in Dr. Wolf. I don't see it. I find Josh to be very frustrating. Unbelievably so.
I think I'm starting to realize something.
What?
I think my hatred for you is really misdirected.
Yeah.
I mean, I admit I'm being the asshole here.
No, it's fine, man. Look, we all all hate somebody fucking unrealistically. There've been times where I fucking snapped on people in fucking the comment section. I remember in fucking Anthony C's section, the one panda character, I wound up saying something ignorant, and he responded, "Please don't badmouth the lady." Sorry, sir. Sorry, I'll just shut the fuck up now. Yeah, sometimes you'll act like a dick to the wrong person, and they'll kind of let you off the hook. And I try and do that right. I try and be fucking cool with people because I've had people let me off the fucking hook. And other times I've had like a medicker sit me the fuck down. Just keep in mind, one day you'll get if you keep that up, you'll get the wrong guy. I won't be that guy right now.
Well, yeah, I think I kind of fucked up I fucked that up when the first time you tried to talk to me.
We had that long discussion with somebody from the film fiction community. His name was Lightning Sword, and he was telling us all about. He's like, "Oh, I have this big. There's this group from Full Free Press that hate my guts." And I remember looking at Vita going, "Full Free Press, you ever heard of that?" He's like, "No." News to me, Full Free Press used to be like horse news for fan fiction. So if you'd never heard of them, one, they're gone now. Two, it's, niche upon niche. I was like, I didn't think there'd be enough drama in the fan fiction community to do that. But I remember just trying to get along with him. I saw his videos. I was like, it's kind of edgy. I like kind of edgy. Why not? Let's be chill. In your situation, I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know if you really make any damn thing or not.
Yeah.
You're not screeching or screaming at me like fucking Mad Plushie. So
yeah,
it's all good.
Believe it or not, on my DA page, I have like years old, like emo dripping poetry or prose on there. That's the only thing on there.
No.
Well, that and a couple photos of myself and maybe pumpkins, but that's like years old.
Well, I'll give you the advice I give everybody
barely
else.
even write it.
Don't put it online if you don't want people to. The advice I'll give you is the same I give everybody else. Don't put it online unless you want people to find it.
Well, I was young. I was young and stupid back then. Of course, I'm stupid now, but still.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Now I feel stupid about making those comments and sending those sending those notes towards you.
Look,
I mean,
I'm a long way from not fucking up. I do it all the damn time. I'm sure that there's situations where I've screwed up. I don't feel this is one of them, unfortunately. Oh, what the fuck? Some asshole from Colorado. I'm not picking it up. Probably selling some shit.
Yeah. Wait, is that on your cell phone?
Yeah.
That's the weird thing. They always seem to find you. Used to be on landlines, now it's on cell phones now. That just pisses me off.
Nobody picks up the goddamn landline, that's why. Caller ID kills all that shit. Like, if you don't know the number, don't pick it up. They'll leave a message and you'll be like, okay, this is crap.
Yeah, and most of them are automated, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you good?
Look,
Oh, okay.
What?
No, I was asking if you were good, if there's anything else you had to ask. There've been people who've asked me to parody things I didn't necessarily want to. And Steppius is like, hey, can we do Lightning Pissed? And I was like, let's put it... He wanted to spoof Lightning Bliss. And I was like, let's put a pin in that. One, I don't have a VA. Two, I think we're on okay terms. We'll see. He tried suggesting Golden Fox, and I was like, you leave that cinnamon roll alone. I have no problems with Golden Fox, none whatsoever. Fuck, I remember dropping everything I was doing when Goldie got attacked by Map. Yeah. Fun story about that one. Do you know who Misanthropony is?
Yeah, I know who Misanthropony is.
Back when fucking goddamn Toon was still around and Misanthropony was running wild and going apeshit. Toon did the responsible thing, and he's like, look, next time he makes a video, just don't tell me about it. I'm washing my hands, I'm staying out of this shit. Toon, what the fuck is it? He hit Golden Fox. What? Dragged him back in, kicking and screaming. Oh goddamn! I knew that would get him going. I'm like, that's why I remember fucking. It wasn't so much a lot of people were mad that the videos went down, which are easily backed up. It's the comment sections. Oh, those comment sections were just, it was a night in Gehenna. It was just a season in the abyss. Oh, the salt and the hate and the bile that spilled out. And yeah, no, Josh is right. I was chasing a fire with a can of gasoline, going, "Hey, wait, I can help." I can totally help the situation, guys. Oh fuck.
Yeah. I think that now I think I'm holding the gas can now.
Well, there's. I haven't. Well, yeah, I haven't really gotten any backlash because of you, so it's not a big deal, man. It's fine.
Look, I'm truly sorry. I mean, I know it's too late to back out. Get those comments out, but
no, it's not a big deal, man. Comments are comments. Like, I mean, shit. Like, I don't know what the damage that's been done here, man. It's cool. I have some dumbasses who'll keep fucking ragging on me, and they're like, haha, I'm gonna totally get on How Not to Brony after all those comments I made. I'm like, but who are they? There's some dumb kid named Winryu or some shit like that who keeps like fucking sending me dumb shit, and they're like, haha, I'm gonna get on there. I'm like, why? Nobody knows you. You don't make anything. You're fine. You go off and be a dumb kid. Now I know I'm not
Well,
calling you a dumb kid. I
that
don't know
wouldn't
your
take
age. Yeah, no, I got it. But it's just you got to learn to not like take it on the shoulder constantly or on the chin constantly. You'll end up like mysterious Mr. Enter, and you'll all wound up and fucking taking everything personal. Sometimes you just gotta let the shit go. And occasionally, it does help to sit down and talk with some of your fans and critics, so you don't look like you're some asshole sitting off on fucking cloud nine, looking down on everyone. You're sitting off in Olympics. You know who used to sit down and talk to absolute nobodies in the early days? Anthony C.
Who? Oh.
You know how
Who?
I know that story? Anthony C. Oh, seriously?
Oh, right. Sorry,
that was about Anthony. I found out sat down and had like a 1 or 2 hour long call with fucking Robin, and there's a funny story about this where it was during a podcast with Robin where someone made the remark, did any time your mom ever get worried that you're talking to some old gentleman like halfway across the world? He's like, oddly enough, yes. And you know what happened is that she sat down and had a conversation with Anthony for about an hour, and after that she said, no, go ahead. And I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Anthony C's a charmer. Fun guy. Just a complete fucking delight to be around. I had a fun, interesting story about that, which, if I shouldn't have listened to Anthony when I remember I refused to talk smack around about KP because of Anthony. And his big, because we're dating. This was his response. No, it's a joke.
They are?
No. It was...
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no. No. There's no way I would shut up about... Because the meme. It was either the first or the second time it was me and Ninja in call with him, and I was like, Ninja, shut the fuck up. What? You're talking about KP. And he got kind of annoyed. He's like, oh, because we're dating. Ho, 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 no. And after that podcast, I didn't do it in front of him, but I started taking more and more brave shots at her because I was like, well, if you don't care. Look, if you're friends and tight with somebody and you don't want me to hit them, tell me when you're up the food chain. There's people in the fandom who basically won't say anything. There's a lot of times I understand the politics. If people don't want me to say something, I had Annie, I think, tap me on the shoulder about Will once or something or other. Leave so-and-so out of this. And I was like, okay, I have a chip on my shoulder about Will. Not a massive enough or other than, hey, knock it off was all it needed. Voice told me to knock it off with Sega, even though I was right. But no, I understand that's what boyfriends are supposed to do, and I respect it. Cool. You want to see you want to see a bad example of, you want a bad example of seeing people react poorly. There's this absolute nobody. His name's Ephrion Josephine. Do you know who that is?
No.
Yep, exactly. He has like 100 or 200 subs. He does like drama, like nothing drama. Him in front, he vlogcasts it every day between brony and commentary community bullshit, a little bit of politics. Just some dumb kid. It's like, and he got Ink Rose to show up in his comment section, and I remember thinking, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Holy shit. I told Josh about that. I'm like, you know Efren, right? He's like, oh yeah, I know Efren's dumbass. What was Ink Rose doing over there? He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, go talk to her. Tell her to get the fuck out of there. He's not connected to anybody. He can't do any damn thing. He cracked into the thousands during the Toon Critic shit, but who the fuck didn't?
Well,
besides the burning donut. Fuck donut.
Yeah. Yeah, I can kind of understand. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I'm not glassy, man, as much as it used to be. I get into crap all the damn time. I've been toning back, so if someone's just like, you don't like so-and-so, I don't mind talking that out. I've had some dumbass going, I could hit you for slander. Do it. First things first. One of the elements of slander is damages. So unless you can show 1v1 that you are suffering because of what I am saying financially, you cannot do shit. And on top of that, you have to prove it's false. And on top of that, and this isn't an element, it's just common sense, the damages better cost more than the court case will. That shit's expensive. Do you know who Sargon is, for example?
Who?
He's a big name skeptic, and he got sued by a YouTuber. And he makes $9,000 a month on YouTube, last time I checked. He ran out of money in 9 months. Just think about that for a minute. Think about that. Which, quite frankly, if the person you're going against just makes enough motions, they can drag that shit out. It's a neat idea going, I could sue you. I'm like, one, if you're not losing any money, a tort is a civil action. It's basically when you're going for like some kind of, you have to weigh it versus the time of going to court, the time of hiring a lawyer, and all this shit.
Mhm.
You gotta let shit fucking way off your back. It's why Josh made that boner and going, I'm going to sue Lily, and I'm like, man, that's gonna cost a lot of goddamn money, and I've seen people making 10 times what you are not pull that off. And there's still no guarantee that that'll be a win.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And Pete's response to that was, what damages? You're making more money than you ever have before, which is true. Yeah, his Patreon, last I looked, which has been a while, it's been like 2 months since I haven't looked Josh's way, he's killing it. He was like making a K. I remember when he was doing like 600, 800. So,
Yeah.
that's the exact opposite. The negative press seems to be doing just fine by you. Since unfortunately in the realm of civil torts, it does unfortunately break down to monetary value.
Yeah.
Anything else?
You
All right.
after all this, I feel like I need to do a retraction or something.
I got this. I can throw this up on either Fan and Frenzy or the main channel. Shit, man. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. Yeah, I told you I was recording at the very beginning. What do you feel bad about? You sound very fucking... You sound sympathetic. You sound open-minded to your mistakes. What's the problem?
Well,
I'll just say random fan. Don't even have to use your name.
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Random fan, random critic. A sit down with, concerns or whatever the hell. I'll come up with something. It'll take a while. I think it'll do well enough. Right thumbnail, right hook line. It's about 40 minutes. So you good?
Yeah.
All right.
40 minutes just for mostly you talking and me just chiming in whenever I can.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry for being a blabbermouth. It's been fun.